I think that this has been heavily explained by everybody. But for the purpose of this gathering, let us go back into time. Even before we sign up to 2019 status, all of us at the gathering, at the meeting, agreed that we're going to change. We're going to effect changes after the elections. This is a statement of fact, because there were certain provisions in the status which we did not agree to. Few months down the line, we started the process. And the process went into another gear 3 years ago when we formed the Status Review Committee and accepted proposals from membership. Fast forward, we've arrived today, and Congress has overwhelmingly approved the vision and the clarion call that was made in 2019. Thank you. So first of all, it is in alignment with the provisions of FIFA and of CAF, which states clearly that the president can go up to a maximum of 3 terms. And secondly, to correct an identified anomaly also in our 2019 status, which specifically says that an ESCO member can go 3 terms. The vice president, who is an ESCO member, can go 3 terms. But the president, who is also an ESCO member and chairman of the board, can only go 2 terms. We found this to be an anomaly, and therefore we had to correct this. Thank you.
Next bunch of questions, please. Is there any exit clause in the partnership? Exit clause, yes. Because we've seen other companies partnering with GFA at some point in time, especially is there any exit clause in the
exit clause is 3 years after 3 years.
Okay.
What kind of question?
Next one. Any hand? Okay. Please come to the middle.
Start in there.
Mr. President, Okasano, Okanifa, Kuluganism, and Yena, we are witness last season, the same ACE. As every, again, as I said, club will be more banded, say, area, the supporters, supporters now, yeah, yes, again, measure then I put you into place. Say that they are for so long. Now they are employee class, and I the very fine, but the panel, or yes, I want to be very thank you.
Okay, I think we will pause here and go over to Mr. President for his response.
Okay, thank you very much. Harry, I think the first question had to do with KPIs for the clubs as a result of the new financial injection into the domestic leagues. Indeed, there will be KPIs for our Premier League clubs. If you listen to me, I did say during my presentation that we'll be meeting the Premier League clubs in the next few days. And at that meeting, we'll lay bare the KPIs and discuss them with them. After which, the FA will communicate same to the media. So I'll plead with all of us to be patient. The assurance I can give today is that, Patrick, please, you are disturbing the meeting. The assurance I can give the media is that, yes, indeed, there will be KPIs to our clubs. The locker room bonus has come to energize our WBL players. I think over time, we've had only players from the GPL. Now, Bet Power, in their own wisdom, have decided to extend the same strategy to our women clubs. Clearly, this will push the adrenaline levels of the players, and hopefully we'll see enhanced performances from all our 20 clubs. Now, there was a question about the issue about the second vice president of the FA. It takes immediate effect, subject to next elections. Okay, so it takes immediate effect once it's been passed by Congress, subject to next elections. The next elections will be after 2027. Now, there was a question about an exit clause. Let me try to answer. If I'm not strong on it, I'll invite the General Secretary. First of all, our relationship with Star Times did not collapse along the way. It traveled its full term. It was over 5 years, and the relationship traveled its full term. Just to correct a wrong impression. What we currently have is a totally different model. This is a joint partnership, and indeed it's for initial 3-year period. The standard exit clauses do apply. Okay? Now, the next question has to do with hooliganism. The person who asked the question wanted to know what measures beyond punishing clubs the FA intend to take. I will reply by saying that the enhanced match day protocol document, which the FA discussed and started its implementation during the last part of last season, will be in full effect. And that takes care of the question my good friend has just asked. So it's not only about continuous education, it's not only about punishing every culprit, but it is also about responsible behaviors by everybody. We, the media, inclusive. Because our role is very, very important towards what we all seek to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, my job is the question and we require suggestion. And said last year,
So thank you very much. I think I spoke to the issue about VAR, and I did say that with our announced partnership with Adesa Productions, which will guarantee high level and quality TV production. We have crossed that last line of implementing this strategy. Even though the strategy is capital intensive, the FA is extremely committed into investing the needed funding into this project. And very soon, like I've always said, we will have a VAR strategy in place. The initial bus, I'm talking about the bus strategy, that was distributed by the FA was 13 buses. 9 went to Division 1 and 4 went to the Women's Premier League. At the last Congress here in Prampram, I did announce that the subsequent year we're going to do 5, 3 to Women's Premier, 2 to Women's Premier, and 3 to the DO. And this is what I announced. And today, I've also announced that we will again do 5, 2 to the WPL, and 3 to the women's, to the DO. This is all part of our overall strategy, given the times in which we are. If we have more resources, we will commit more funding into the provision and acquisition of buses for our clubs. Then there was another question, and the person who asked the question wanted a yes or no answer on whether government has invested cash into the GPL. Unfortunately, you will not get a yes or no answer because a question I've answered already. I have said here that the money for our clubs is coming from the joint partnership between ADESA and the Football Association with the full support by government. The next question has to do with DOL and whether the DOL would also get a similar sponsorship. So a season ago, DOL and the WPL were enjoying all the sponsorship and all the good deals. Unfortunately, nobody asked when the GPL will also get same or similar. But we knew it was work in progress. Today, through the support of all the key stakeholders and the ESCO, we have been able to arrive at this amazing partnership with ADESA Productions, with the government providing all the environment, conducive environment for the private sector to be interested in football. We've been able to arrive at this partnership with ADESA. During the Congress of today, I also announced an enhanced financial injection into the DOL. What I did say is that last year, each DOL club was entitled to 80,000 Ghana cedis, and this year, each will receive 120,000 Ghana cedis. I also announced that each WPL club will this year receive 100,000 Ghana cedis instead of the 60,000 Ghana cedis that they received last year. This notwithstanding, the FA will continue to work with the private sector towards we getting more partners for our WPL and for our DOL. Don't forget that apart from the cash injection, we are also supporting our DOL and WPL clubs with footballs, which is money, with football boots, which is money, with fuel, which is money, and full absorption of referee fees across the two leagues, which is huge money. I would also take in good faith the advice offered by my friend and brother from Top Radio, where he suggested that if clubs do not behave well, we should take back the money. All right. So on that note, since that was the last question, I want to thank all of you for coming. Before we leave, I also want to say congratulations to Bill for being voted the Sports Journalist of the Year. Congratulations. Let's together promote our own. Let's promote our leagues. Let's promote our football. Because that is the only way all of us can fully benefit from its full potential. Today,